the greatest treasure that Hispanic Catholics bring to the church and to the society in the United States are the people, el pueblo, Latinas and Latinos. And that's something that we cannot forget at any time as a church, that the most important treasure are those women and men whose lives continue to be shaped not only by the faith, but also by the many Latino cultures that identify who we are. There is not such a thing as a Latino culture or as a Hispanic culture. There are many Hispanic cultures. And if you don't believe me, ask a Cuban, or ask a Puerto Rican, ask a Colombian, ask a Guatemalan, or a Mexican American, or a Cuban American, or a New Yorican, and so forth. It is the people, the greatest value that we have in the church. And what do we do with these people? Well, what do we do with our treasure? The first thing that we need to do is acknowledge the treasure, acknowledge that Hispanics are present. This seems to be commonsensical. This seems to be like the reality. However, there are many sectors in the life of the church and many structures, many institutions within the Catholic Church that still struggle to recognize the Hispanic presence, to acknowledge that Hispanics are here. One of the best examples that illustrates that struggle is the use of the word minority. Hispanics in Los Angeles, Hispanics in California continue to be treated and called a majority, even though they are 70% of the entire Catholic population in Los Angeles, but they are still a minority. Even though they are about 95% of the entire Catholic population in Brownsville, Texas, but they are still treated as a minority. We continue to function with these categories that need to be challenged, both in society, but also in the church, in our communities. We struggle with Latinos. Latinos in many parts of the country struggle by being recognized as potential leaders in the life of the church, whether bishops or theologians, priests, sisters, professors. And those struggles continue to put obstacles that impede the movement of Latinos into bringing their contributions into the larger life of the church. And as Pope Francis recently reminded us in his Joy of the Gospel, beautiful document, we need to pay attention not only to the young, because that's certainly where I'm moving with my presentation today, but also to the old people. Las abuelas are part of this greater treasure in the United States. Many abuelas and abuelos, grandmothers and grandfathers in this country, Hispanics, are immigrant. Many of them do not speak English. Many of them live hiding or in the darkness of anonymity in their homes, taking care of their grandchildren. And sometimes we don't even attend to their needs. Sometimes we don't even engage them because we don't see them. And there are many Latinos, Latinas who are invisible in the United States. 9 million of Hispanics in this country are estimated to be undocumented. We claim not to see them, but these are the people coming to our churches. These are the people singing on our choirs. These are the people building churches. These are the people who are sending their children to religious education programs. These are the parents who are sending their children sometimes to our own Catholic schools. We need to embrace the treasure. We need to acknowledge that Hispanic presence, because that's the first step. That's the first step. We need to not only acknowledge it, but we need to embrace the reality of the Hispanic presence, because Latinos, Latinas in the United States and in the Catholic Church are not here to visit. Hispanics are here to stay. As a matter of fact, 2/3 of Hispanics in the United States are US born and are as American as anybody else. Hispanic Catholics are constitutive to the life of the church. But still in some communities, we continue to treat Latinos as foreigners, as visitors, as people who are borrowing churches and parish centers and schools. If we don't embrace the gift of the Latino presence, our church will continue to move as a community that is divided. And that we cannot go through the 21st century with that mentality or with that perspective. Once we have embraced the gift, we must enjoy it. We must enjoy it. And the way to enjoy the gift of Hispanic Catholicism is to recognize the gifts that all these people bring to the life of the church like any other Catholic in the United States. The gift of the older, the gift of the young, the gift of the adults, the gift of the children. We must enjoy this treasure because by enjoying it, we participate in a sense of fiesta that Latinos, Latinas bring to the United States, to the church in the United States. I always share with my wife and with my friends and my students that one of the greatest exercises that I do to recharge in my Catholicism is to travel to Texas and to California, to travel to Florida, to go to masses in Spanish in many of the communities here in Boston and in other parts of New England, because there is a unique joy that these communities bring, and we all can learn from that. We all can benefit. We all can appreciate it. And finally, what do we do with this treasure? We cultivate it. We must cultivate this treasure. And the best way to cultivate this treasure is by identifying the most urgent needs that Hispanic Catholics have in the United States. And among those urgent needs is education. We need to pass on the faith of to the next generation of Latinos, Latinas. 60% of all Catholics under the age of 18 are Hispanic. There are 8 million school-age Hispanic Catholics waiting to go to our schools, to our religious education programs, to go to the different structures that we have in our church, Catholic colleges, universities, seminaries. How do we cultivate them? We need to acknowledge them. We need to embrace them. We need to enjoy their presence. That's how we cultivate this next generation. I want to make an appeal in particular to bringing our attention to the gift of Hispanic youth. 93% of Hispanics under 18 are US born. Hispanics are a very young population. The median age of Latinos, Latinas is 29, just like me, pretty much, just close. Very young population. 40% of Hispanics in the United States are younger than 24. So we got this beautiful population, a lot of energy, a lot of tradition, a lot of a beautiful heritage that is here to stay and to enrich the life of the church. So the question for us is, are we ready to make that treasure part of our lives, part of our society, part of our church? Thank you.